sex.
Six.
Sex.
Six.
Sex.
Six.
Sex.
Six.
Sex.
Six.
Sex.
Six.
Sex.
There'll be a major fucking investigation.
You talk about? You talk about? Tuesday night. Yeah. Coming to you live from New York. This is CONTINENTAL.
Oh yeah, baby. Live on a fucking Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What is up, everybody, on a Tuesday night? How are you all? Let's talk some shit tonight. There is crazy shit going on in this world right now, political-wise, with what happened to Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens has to be talked about. She could very well be the next one that somebody takes a pop shot at. She is saying some crazy, crazy shit as of late, if you haven't heard. She has literally been saying crazy shit as of late, kind of like piggybacking off of what Charlie Kirk was saying about a week ago. And she threatened some crazy shit. And she basically called out Ben Shapiro supposedly for trying to take Charlie Kirk's spot somehow. We're going to go over that. That piece of shit, D.L. Huguely, the comedian, if you want to call him that. The guy's a lowlife. He's been a lowlife his entire life. He was saying the most outlandish shit with Don Lemon, another fucking winner. We're going to listen to what he had to fucking say tonight. And also the biggest asshole of them all, Destiny, this piece of shit who's on YouTube. If you haven't heard of him, I'm sure you may have. I mean, he's pretty popular. This piece of shit will not condemn what happened to Charlie Kirk. And it is the most bullshit shit I've ever heard. This guy is outlandish. He was on Piers Morgan. He's doing the rounds right now. Basically, everything circles back to Trump with this guy. I mean, if you asked him his penis size, he would be like, well, compared to Donald Trump. I mean, everything goes back to Donald Trump with this fucking guy. It is the most sickening thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, that's a new word. But shout out to everybody in the fucking chat. I hope everybody's doing good on this Tuesday night, and everybody's feeling good. And everybody's, enjoying the beginning of the week here. I hate Tuesdays. I hate Mondays. Wednesday's a hump day. I mean, what can you say about a fucking hump day? And then you get Thursday, and Thursday's kind of like a warm-up day, like, yo, Thursday. I mean, if you're working Monday through Friday, Thursday's a great day. But me, when Thursday rolls around, that's really my hump day. So I don't really get too excited about Thursday. But Friday, Saturday, I mean, come on. NFL football, all that bullshit. Did you see the text message from the killer that Fox just released? Yes, I did see that. We're going to go over that as well. Thank you. Shout out to you. There's so much to go over. I mean, there's a lot of shit to go over. I hope I can fit it all into tonight. Everything that I was thinking about and everyone that I wanted to talk about. Jazmine Crockett also on there. Also, Prisker, this piece of shit. And this other asshole, Joe, he hosts the show on MSDNC. That piece of shit show. Joe Scarborough. He's also, I mean, these people are propagandists, basically. They're propagandists, all right? But I did hear something out of Dan Bongino that I did not like today either. I just didn't like how he answered the question about the gun being put back together, because it was taken apart, which we've seen photos of, right? I guess there was photos of this gun taken apart, and then they said they found the gun at by another spot, but it was put together at this point. And what's her name? I'm gonna play you guys the clip. What's her name asked him about it, and he basically totally dodged the question right there in front of everything and everybody. And I was just like, wow, you're gonna dodge. They said they found the gun. Oh, hey, hello. You're basically gonna dodge the fucking question, really? You're gonna dodge the fucking thing. So Dan Bongino dodged the question. It was very upsetting, honestly, because I love the guy. But it sucked. Talvich, what's up? Shout out to you in the chat. Tweet it out, guys. Tell a friend. Tell your friends. You know what I mean? Pass it around. Pass the word around. We're on live. I'm not going to take any calls yet. If anybody wants to call, if I'm blessed enough to have anybody call or interact, you'll see everything listed below me. And also, if people want to call in, I'm going to open it up in a little while. Not yet, though, because I want to touch on a lot of shit before we take any calls and hear other people's opinions, if they have any. You know what I mean? Because nobody might call. Who knows? We'll see. But when the time comes, I'm going to open it up and we'll see what happens. But bless everyone out there. God bless everyone. You know what I mean? Honestly, we live in a fucked up, cold, scary world. If you have any loved ones that are out there in the midst of this cold ass world that have to go out into it every single day, like I do, like my kids do, like my wife does, like my entire family basically does, it's scary. It really is, especially if you have kids. It's a scary thing. If you have a loved one, like a mom or a dad that goes out in the workforce every day, or a girlfriend or a brother or anything. It's just a scary fucking world out there at this point. And it's always been, but now more than ever. You know, now more than ever, to be honest with you. So, we're going to hit on all this, okay? So, I want to play clips tonight. I'm going to play a couple of clips of these idiots basically not condemning and trying to twist shit and trying to make all of this look like it's on both sides. That's what the spin is on this one. The spin on this one is, let's say that it's both sides, right? So you got people are saying like, oh, the Democrats are all coming out and condemning this, you know, and they're saying the right stuff, but Trump won't say anything. And it's like, no, the same people that caused this are now coming out and they are now saying, we condemn this on both sides. And I'm like, what do you mean on both sides? What do you mean on both sides? What both sides? Our side has done nothing. What are you talking about? Oh, what about those Democratic, the husband and wife that were killed over? He knew those people knew their killer. It was local. It wasn't national. Charlie Kirk was known nationally. Nationally. You can't compare it to that shit. You can't compare it. And this is what they're trying to do. This is the spin on everything now. A hard right guy killed everybody over. They killed these two people and blah, blah, blah. And he was a Trump supporter and he was what? When did that fucking happen? Like, I love how the fucking twist is being thrown at all of us now. It's the most sickening fucking thing I've ever seen. It really is. It really is. It's like, you're really going to spin it that way? Are you really going to try to spin it that way? But that's what these people are doing. Chuck Scarborough and Don Lemon, the Lemonhead, and all these fucked up people. They're spinning it. You know, they asked Prisker a setup question from the podium. Some schmuck in the crowd who obviously knows him got to ask the first question. And the first question basically was, what do you say to Trump about all this? And to, like, why? Why even add Trump into this? How about just your thoughts on what happened? I mean, all of these people go right back to one person. It's all about one person. We heard your father died. Well, yeah, but Donald Trump and, it's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Can you get through a day without thinking about Donald Trump? One fucking day. Can you do it? I know I can. I know I can get through a day without thinking about Donald Trump. I don't think about the guy every day. I haven't thought about the guy in the longest time till they make him come up, till they bring him up, till they show him everywhere. I mean, like, what is wrong with these people? They're basing everything they do and they say around their hatred for Trump. It is fucking insane that these people live the way they live. I'm 50-50 on it. You're 50-50 on it? What the fuck does 50-50 mean? Half of me loves that he got killed and the other half doesn't. What? Does that make any sense that anybody in their world would be 50-50 on it? It's either you condemn it or you don't. You dumb fuck. Anybody that tells you I'm 50-50 on it, it's kind of all right that he got killed, but it's not kind of all right at the same time. These are the same people that got trophies when they came in last place. I got my trophy. Duh. You know what I mean? Get your trophy and just wander off with it like, my trophy. That's what these people are, okay? I don't know. I mean, I swear to God, it's fucking sickening. It's fucking sickening. So I'm going to play you some sickening shit right now. You want to hear some sickening? This is the sickening. This is the sickening of the U.S. right now. This is just a small little taste of the sickening of the U.S., bro. All right, let's go with, want to go with J.D. Pritzker's fat ass?
What would you like to hear from the Oval Office?
So,
all right, so listen, I'm going to show you guys this because it's good to see his face. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you guys this shit.
Watch this fat fuck J.B. Pritzker.
Look. Everything's about Trump. Listen.
Hear from the Oval Office in this current political climate. You talked a little bit about where you're at and both sides of the camp down. What would you like to hear from the president in this?
Well, I think you heard some of it in my own remarks. And so I would like to hear the President of the United States, instead of pointing fingers, simply say that political violence has no place in this country, and that the President does not condone it.
He did.
And the targeting of one group or another group by the President of the United States, as he did on Friday, is completely inappropriate. And I would hope that on his mind would be peace and calm and prayers.
How about on your mind?
Can you guys hear this right?
And criticism.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Yep. Thank you.
Everything is about Trump. Everything is about Trump, man. Everything is about Trump. You know, like that's what he's worth. That's what he's having his people ask him about the Charlie Kirk, relating to the Charlie Kirk assassination, right? Now, mind you, on the other hand, you get people like D.L. Huguely who are basically saying that you can't call this, you cannot call this an assassination. Because there's a million people that get shot every day, but you can't call this an assassination. Why can't you call this an assassination? Well, because he wasn't running for office and he didn't have anything to do with politics. What do you mean? He didn't have anything to do with politics. The guy helped Trump get elected, number one. Number two, he probably would have ran for office down the line. He was only 31 years old, and he probably could have ran for something already. And he probably would have, right? And number three, what difference is it between him and a guy like Martin Luther King? What's the difference between a guy like him? Martin Luther King didn't run for office. Martin Luther King wasn't an elected official. Right? So what's the difference, right? But D.L. Huguely sits there and he makes the argument for this, like, how dare you call this an assassination, right? And it just goes to show you how fucking stupid some of these fucking people are in Hollywood, mostly. But yeah, I gotta play this. Don Lemon and D.L. Huguely, okay? So, here's these two fucking idiots.
With Don Lemon, by the way.
Assassination around Charlie Kirk was not a political figure. I mean, he might have been influential to political figures. He wasn't a political figure. He wasn't assassinated. He was shot. He was shot. And that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, that happens to far too many people. But those other two congressmen, they were political figures, and they were shot because of their political beliefs. And it's always, like, we can only have empathy for people if we relate to them, if we spark to them, if we have a tribal connection to them.
Could you pause for a second? So
having tribal connection to them. So basically, he doesn't really give a fuck because, you know, he has no connection to the guy, right? Is that basically? And he just doesn't get top bill at all. Like, it wasn't an assassination. It was just basically, it was a kill. Just like what happens in Chicago every day, or St. Louis, or any other fucking area, right? That's basically what he's saying, right? I guess so far. I'm trying to, here it is, hold on.
all right, more.
And the thing that makes me the angriest about this is I always swore that I would never cede my humanity to anybody or any other situation, but that's getting more and more difficult to do, because I certainly don't believe a young man, 31 years old, should have lost his life. But Charlie Kirk was a horrible human being. He said horribly incendiary things. As a matter of fact, he died. The very last words he spoke were basically putting the onus of gun violence on gangs, which is a synonym for synonymous with black people. He blamed, the very way he died was lying about black people with his last breath. And I just think the best thing I can say is that I hope he believed what he was saying. I hope he believed that lives being lost were worth it so the Second Amendment can persevere. I hope he believed that there should be a lack of empathy. He was parsing between sympathy. Sympathy means we have a similarity. Empathy means I have nothing to do with you, but I can still feel your pain as a human being. And I hope he believed all the rhetoric he espoused, because if not, that was certainly an empty, vacant way to live. And
tell it, DL.
Wow. Wow. I hope he believes that, because, you know, what's up, Brandon Harmon? You know what? I didn't agree with everything Charlie Kirk said. The videos that I've seen, the millions of videos that I've seen about him, or with him in it. I don't agree with everything he says. I don't agree with some of the shit that he believes either. But like, why would you deny him of saying that he was assassinated? He was assassinated. He was killed because of his political and religious views. Wasn't that what Martin Luther King was killed for? Or am I mistaken? That was D.L. Huguely who said that. That was all D.L. Huguely on the Don Lemon show. And Don Lemon, you know, after this basically agreed with him like a fucking scumbag. And Don Lemon was going around and interviewing people about Charlie Kirk in the street, black people, and he was fishing them into it, because he would ask them, how do you feel about the Charlie Kirk death or whatever? And if they didn't say something right away negative, he would go, you know, he believed in blah, blah, blah with black people and blah, blah, blah with this about black people. Like something really bad, he would say. And most of them were lies. And then he would get people to react in a way, I guess. But he was fishing them in. And he got to this one woman who basically would not fall for it. And it's the greatest video ever. And if I find it, I'll play it for us. But you know what I'm saying? Like, people like this, it's just insane that that's what this is about now. This guy's death. And you know, another thing, the argument that they're making is that the right did all this to those fucking people in Minnesota or wherever it was, right? The right killed those people, right? Okay, say it's the right then. Okay, say that guy represented the right, which he didn't, but say he did, right? Where are the people celebrating on the right then for those people dead? Where are anybody losing their jobs and having to get doxxed and have their jobs called on the right side when those people were assassinated? There's no one, not one person celebrated anywhere their deaths. So if you want to compare and say, okay, the right did that and the left did this, well then how come you guys are on the left fucking making jokes about it and celebrating this guy's death as it's happening? As it's happening. There was a guy jumping up in the crowd, cheering about it as it was happening. Where's the right's celebration then if the right is responsible for those people being killed in that other state? Where is the right's celebration of their deaths? Where? Nowhere. 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 And no one's bringing up that point on all these fucking shows, because that point right there will shut them the fuck down. Done. Okay, so if you want to say we're even and it's on both sides, like all these people are telling people now it's on both sides, well then if it's on both sides, right, where's the celebration on the right for killing? There's plenty of celebration on the left for killing. They celebrated when they almost killed Trump and his ear was bleeding, and they made jokes about it and laughed about it, right? You know, they're saying that this fucking piece of shit Chuck Scarborough was saying, look at on the right what they did. They killed these people on the right, and they and not a word was said about it. And, you know, nobody said a word. You know, nobody cared that the right did this. You know, nobody accounted for it, and that's one for the right there that did this. And he's trying to like divide it up to the right and the left. And then he goes, you know, they celebrated when somebody went after Pelosi's husband with a hammer. They sat there and made jokes about it. The vice president, the president, they all made jokes about it and laughed about it. And like, what the fuck are you talking about? Again, they try to act like that's a fucking crime of the right. It's like, let's pin these crimes to the right just to make it look like it's going both ways, when it fucking really is not going both ways. If you're any half a fucking idiot, you would know it's not going both ways. It's fucking sickening. Really sickening. I got to play this Chuck Scarborough shit for you guys. It is fucking crazy shit, man.
President Trump ramped up his rhetoric against what he calls the radical left yesterday when he was asked if the alleged shooter worked alone.
I don't know. I mean, I can tell you he didn't work alone on the internet, because it seems that he became radicalized on the internet. That's just by watching same things that you're watching and hearing. It looks like he became radicalized over the internet, and it seems like he has wonderful parents, brought in a wonderful neighborhood, smart guy, great boards, great marks, great student. And then something happened to him over a fairly short period of time. It looks like he was radicalized over the internet, and it's radicalized on the left. He's a left. I have a lot of problems with the left, and they get protected, and they shouldn't be protected.
Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance guest hosted a special episode of the Charlie Kirk show yesterday.
Right here.
The vice president was joined by a lineup of high-ranking Trump administration officials, including Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller. Vance argued that the left was largely to blame for political violence, while Miller vowed vengeance in the wake of Kirk's murder.
People on the left are much likelier to defend and celebrate political violence. This is not a both sides problem. If both sides have a problem, one side has a much bigger and malignant problem, and that is the truth we must be told. And while our side of the aisle certainly has its crazies, it is a statistical fact that most of the lunatics in American politics today are proud members of the far left. We can thank God that most Democrats don't share these attitudes, and I do, while acknowledging that something has gone very wrong with a lunatic fringe, a minority.
Yeah, I saw that. The guy who tried to burn down the guy from Pennsylvania's house, they're trying to blame that on the right too. I know, they're attacking all these fucking things to try to say it's both ways. And then you get these idiots like Barack Obama and all these other idiots who are like, we condemn what happened to Charlie Kirk. And it's like, condemn it? You've been fucking pushing for someone to do something like this for fucking years now.
That led to this assassination to uproot and dismantle these terrorist networks. The organized doxing campaigns, the organized riots, the organized street violence, the organized campaigns of dehumanization, vilification, posting people's addresses, combining that with messaging that's designed to trigger and incite violence, and the actual organized cells that carry out and facilitate the violence. It is a vast domestic terror movement. And with God as my witness, we are going to use every resource we have at the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and throughout this government to identify, disrupt, dismantle, and destroy these networks and make America safe again for the American people. It will happen, and we will do it in Charlie's name.
More on this in just a moment. Mika.
President Trump was also asked yesterday about the appearance of a double standard on lowering flags after political violence. Here is that exchange.
So listen to this shit.
In retrospect, given all of the moving ways that this White House has paid tribute to Charlie Kirk,
Right.
do you think it would have been fitting to lower the flags to have staff when Melissa Hortman, the Minnesota House Speaker, was gunned down by an assassin as well?
All right, so they're saying they were gunned down by an assassin as well, this woman that they just mentioned, right? But
Asked me to do that, I would have done that, but the governor of Minnesota didn't ask me. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I would have if somebody had asked me. People make requests for the lowering of flag, and oftentimes you have to say no because it would be a lot of lowering. The flag would never be up. Had the governor of Minnesota asked me to do that, I would have done that gladly.
now nobody knew who she was, though,
The
man.
president said he wouldn't even call the governor of Minnesota. He said, why would he call Tim Walz? I really don't know where to begin.
Oh, you know where to begin, Chuck. I mean, Joe. You know where to begin.
Charlie Kirk's
Joe boy.
murder is violence not only against Charlie Kirk, against his wife, against their beautiful children.
Oh God, this guy is so fucking lame. But watch how he justifies everything. Watch.
Against free speech.
Watch.
And against American democracy. Those who would use that tragic event to try to stifle free speech, which we will get to later, I'm talking about stifling free speech and going after people they consider to be political enemies, certainly didn't hear much of what Charlie Kirk had to say. When he said, we have to allow all kinds of speech. And I must say, I have been baffled over the past several days by people like Stephen Miller talking about this being a one-sided issue. When just a few months ago,
listen to this.
The most powerful Democrat in the state of Minnesota,
who no one
was
knows,
gunned down in her family's home. And after she was shot to death in her family's home, this June.
Okay, what?
Her husband was gunned down and killed.
That is fucked.
In their family home.
That is horrible.
Melissa was an elected leader and the leader of the Democratic Party.
Okay, but no one is celebrating that. No one is celebrating that.
In the Minnesota House.
That's the difference, asshole. You want to pin that on the right? Go ahead. We'll take it. Pin it to us. Pin the tail on the donkey. We'll take it, right? But tell me who celebrates death and destruction, fucking Joe. Tell me who celebrates death and destruction, Joey boy. Tell me. It's you. It's fucking you. You want to play this a double-sided sword when in reality it's far from it. So far, it's far from it. You people have just pushed and pushed and pushed. You're part of the media that has pushed and lied and lied. You forget what you did, Joe? All the lies, all the bullshit that fucking platform that you're on, MSNBC, who's going to change their name in a couple of weeks. You guys smell like shit. Because you're full of shit. Full of shit, Joe. Piece of shit. Fucking lying motherfucker.
The chosen one disappeared last night.
6.
Damn, bro. Piece of fucking shit, man. What a fucking...
She taught Sunday school.
Yeah, he's gonna rub it in now who she was.
Left 2 young children. Gunned down in their own home. So
and no one is celebrating that.
that's who Melissa Hortman was. And it's, again, baffling to me that the same people who are calling for civil war were the same people who said absolutely nothing when she was shot. Or maybe we should talk that same night about the madman who had a hit list of 42 Democrats on it, who then went over and shot 9 times the state senator that Melissa Hortman worked with. John Hoffman took 9 shots to his body.
Now, mind you, this was all local people that knew their killers. They knew the people who shot them. They knew this person. Okay? This was like a planned out, but it wasn't to do because of their love for Trump and their hate for the Democratic Party. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Look into it. I implore anyone, please look into it if you don't believe me.
State senator from Wisconsin. This followed Josh Shapiro having his home an attempted arson.
So they're going to pin that one now. Shapiro's
his home with his wife and his children sleeping inside of it.
Yeah. So they're going to pin that to the right now too. Some fucking guy who had no clue where to fuck
down.
Wow.
Find the Democratic governor of the state of Pennsylvania and then beat him to
Holy
death
shit.
with a hammer.
Wow.
This, of course, reminds us
of what?
Of the madman that broke into Nancy Pelosi's
Here we go.
home,
He's going to spin it to Pelosi
screaming,
now.
"Where's Nancy?" A chant eerily reminiscent of what we heard on January 6th, the day that everyone who is talking about civil war would like you to forget forever.
Wow. So everyone who's talking about civil war wants you to forget about January 6th. See the shit being spun? You see it, man? First fucking hand? Isn't that crazy what they're trying to fucking spin, bro? These people want civil war so bad.
And critically wounds Paul Pelosi, I believe an 82-year-old man who will never be the same.
He'll never be the same.
Who just barely survived death.
He barely survived his gay lover hitting him with a hammer.
And these same people who were saying, J.D. Vance saying, oh, our side doesn't celebrate this, our side doesn't celebrate that. Well, first of all, let me just say, anybody who celebrates political violence is sick.
Really?
They are sick.
Really?
Sick.
Sick.
Those who try to brush aside.
This is the same guy who tells you that Trump taking office, right, and his cabinet is a threat to America, a threat to the democracy of America. Same guy who said that, who just said that. Same guy.
Our side doesn't celebrate this. Our side doesn't celebrate.
Same guy. Donald Trump is a threat to democracy.
Celebrates political violence is sick. They are sick. Sick. Those who try to brush aside political violence when it's the other side that gets shot or gets beaten or gets burned out of their family homes, they're sick.
Everyone's sick but Joe Scarborough. Everyone's sick but Joey.
What did we hear after Paul Pelosi, an 82-year-old man, get brutalized and hit in the head with? What did we hear? We heard laughter. We heard jokes repeatedly from the President of the United States. I remember watching him speak to the California Republican Party.
Okay. Let's think about this real quick, okay? Let's revisit the Pelosi video real quick, okay? Let's revisit the Pelosi video that we all saw, right? We saw Nancy Pelosi's husband, right? Standing in the doorway with some dude who looked like he totally was hanging out in his boxes, chilling with the guy, right? And then maybe they got into an argument and a hammer came out, right? No hammers was swung until the cops got there, number one. Number two, the way that this guy, Joe Scarborough, is trying to spin this is insane. It's fucking insane when we all saw the video that we seen. He's saying the president's sitting there trying to laugh. He's laughing about it and making jokes about it. What are you saying, Mr. Vice President? Your side doesn't joke about things like this. Like, are you kidding me? That Pelosi hammer video was weird. It was fucking weird. Even the cop was like, yo, what? He's all calm at first. Like, yo, what's going on? You two blowing each other and something happened? Like, even the cop reacted that way. And then all of a sudden the guy was like, smash, right? But the guy wasn't that fucking done from it. There was a picture of him in the paper the next day walking out of the hospital with like a bandage on his fucking head. What is this guy trying to spin? He's on TV telling people that fucking Pelosi's husband was never the same after this. What? And you're trying to pin that to the right. What the fuck are we talking about here, man? This is the fucking spin on shit. It's fucked.
And they died laughing. They thought it was hysterical that an 82-year-old man was almost beaten to death in his own home by a hammer. Now, I know you, like me.
Exactly. This is the same guy that told you, that told the world on this very same channel that's going to change their name soon, right? This is the same guy who said that Joe Biden is smarter than a fucking tack he's doing. He's smarter than a whip. He's fucking doing it. I've never seen him this good. He is on top of his game. This is the same guy. Same fucking guy. Same rhetoric. Just tell you one thing when in reality, it's a whole nother. Just change reality. That's their answer to these things. I'll go on TV and I'll just change reality. And he does, because there's idiots out there that'll listen to this fucking moron and they'll believe what he says. And they'll fucking chirp off on it somewhere else. I've seen it with my own eyes. I know people that believe the shit this guy is saying. They believe him.
We're horrified when we heard that happen. Well, I know you, like me. Now, I know you.
Yeah, I don't even live in the continental United States anymore. I'm in the Baja.
The _goon tipped $5. Ken, what's up, Nexter? I'm so happy working after 1 year layoff. The Kirk death sparked international revolution. The Discord messages of Tyler prove he was a leftist lunatic.
Exactly.
Today, Utah stated they want the death penalty.
Yep. And they should. They should. They should press the death penalty against this piece of shit as hard as they possibly can.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Because shout out to you, the one and only, the fucking goon.
The Gazoony Boony Boon Boon, the goon. Shout out to you. Congratulations on going back to work, goon. I mean that, brother. Thank you so much. Always a generous person, goon. Thank you, sir. Goon always comes up with great points, everything, man. Shout out to you for being here right now. On a Tuesday night, live from New York. We're pushing it, baby. On a Tuesday, when I got to work all week fucking long. You know what I mean? All week long. All week long. But yeah. So let's move on here.
Like me, were horrified when we heard that happen. Well, I know you, like me, were horrified when you heard that Steve Scalise and others were gunned down while they were practicing baseball for the congressional baseball game by a left-wing freak, a left-wing madman. I know that. Just like you froze when you heard that a right-wing madman gunned down Melissa Hortman. Who is Melissa Hortman? That's who Melissa Hortman was. And how you can sit back sanctimoniously and say that this is a civil war and it's all one.
Listen, Joe Cronin, okay? First of all, I saw you, the comment in the chat. Joe Cronin can make fun of me losing weight all he wants, bro. That's fine. He could make fun of me for losing weight and trying to get healthy and changing my lifestyle, right? And having shit fall apart in my life tremendously right in front of me in a 2-year span during COVID. And I can come out the other side of that a bigger and better person, minus the weight. That's who I am. And Joe can make fun of that all he wants. That's fine. That's okay. Because people like Joe is who motivated me to be the person I am today. Because I see the way evil works. I see the twist and the curves and how fucking snake-like and how just fucking like zone in on the target these people are. They zone in on the target and they fucking surround you and snake you and choke you, you know, and it's a scary, sad thing. So yeah, you know what? It would be a thing that, you know, he would make fun of. And it's all right, man. It's okay. I could be Kenny who lost weight. It's all good. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what? If he makes fun of me losing weight, I mean, he could get worse than that. I mean, honestly, right? He could go worse than that, right? I went worse than that. So, I mean, it's all good, man. I don't care. I'm just fucking around. I don't really care. If he said shit, it's okay. He owes me a couple. You know what I mean? Like, I've called him out for, like, all that shit, which I didn't call him out for any other reason but for seeing that shit and like, just being disgusted by it. You know what I mean? I was disgusted by it when I saw it. So I had to say something. And I did. And it's not a big deal. I mean, listen, it is what it is, right? I mean, nobody has a fucking $3,300 water bill. Nobody. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny. That's why I made fun of it. Because that was the first thing that caught my eyes was, yo, this dude is trying to push that he's got a $3,100 water bill. You know, so that's what was really funny. 600. All right, thanks, Tommy, for that. Did you say 6 or sex, bro?
Sex.
Oh, sex. So it's a $3,000 water bill, right? Over 3. Who has that? Who the fuck has that? You know what I mean? So that's what made me say something about it to begin with, because that's the first thing that caught my eyes, you know? And I was like, who the fuck has a water bill? I mean, they'd shut your water off, bro. You'd have some dude show up to your house in a fucking one piece with a fucking big, long pipe to shove it right into your fucking hole and twist that bitch sideways, and all of a sudden you got no water left. You know what I mean?
Fuck it!
So that's what caught my fucking eyes. And hey, I'm an accuser. You fucking accuser. I'm an accuser of the brethren. I'm an accuser of it. Hey, you know what? I call it like I see it. I'm sorry. I call it. Call it like I see it. Shout out to Mark in the chat. Mark. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, you know, that's pretty much the joust of it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I had to say something. And you know what? Listen, if he wants to make fun of me, yo, I don't even have a turkey neck or nothing, bro. I got no saggy skin on me, bro. I'm not one of these fat fucks that lose weight and I got like a fucking, you know, a whole thing going on. I'm good to go, bro. I'm good to go, bro. You could ask my wife, bro. I lay the pipe now again. I'm laying the pipe like I used to when I was like fucking 16 again. You know what I mean? I'm leaning over shit now and I'm doing one of these. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the thing where you put your arm up on the bed. I'm doing the thing where you lift your knee up really high and you're like, you know what I mean? I'm doing all these moves now that I haven't done. So I'm very confident in my manhood that some fucking dude that has his head up his ass for the last decade who fucking looks like he's dying of fucking sun sufficiency is gonna say that he lost weight. Ha ha ha! Look at my spray painted background. This guy's gonna be 51 in a basement begging people. Do you understand me? Where he's gonna be bald and 51 in a couple of fucking years, and who's really gonna be fucked at that point? The guy who worked 30 years and has a pension and can fucking retire and go fucking wherever he wants, whenever he wants, wherever he wants, whatever time he wants. Who's going to watch that? You'd rather watch that, right? A guy who's going to travel the fucking continent, right? And do whatever he wants because he's got the money for it. Or are you going to watch the 5-year-old balding faggot from Boston who's been sitting in his basement for 25 years and has no clue what the fucking sun looks like, let alone a blade of fucking grass. And we're talking about people's weight. What are we talking about here? In Boston, they call Zeppelis sugar balls. This is what we're talking about here. Faggots. Do you understand that? Faggots. So is that about summing up right there? Thank you. Thank you.
Okay? You couldn't have sucked worse than he did yesterday.
All right, so anyway, back to little JoJo.
We have to debate it out, and it's going to get rough. It's going to be a rough and tumble to politics.
Okay.
But, my God, the fact that these people are pretending that this is just a problem of the freaks on the left and not the freaks on the right. It's disgusting, and it's disgusting because there's we're going after George Soros. Oh, we're going to go after left-wing organizations. Really? Well, what right-wing organizations do they go after when Melissa and her husband were shot to death? Oh, my God. And their 2 children were left as orphans? I didn't hear it then.
Oh, my God.
It's just, this is the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Tragedy. That's rocked so many people in this country.
It's rocked.
But I would say this
Yabba, yabba,
is not
yabba,
the time to
yabba.
try to use that death to gain political points. And that's what I've been seeing from far too many people on cable news channels and out of politicians in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, and it's not just media personnel.
Wow. So I'm saving the best for right now because I'm going to play you guys Destiny, who refuses to denounce Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Because Donald Trump won't say anything.
And then I'm going to play, what's that other one? Candace Owens. That shit is crazy what she is saying. What she is saying is shit that Charlie Kirk was saying about 5 days ago. If you read between the lines. Goes deep. It goes very, very deep. But right now, we're going to take a pause while I take a binger. It is a anti-social time. Anti-social. So break out the lighters, break out the cups, whatever you got. Let's do it. I'm going to take a hit real quick. All right, this one goes out to you guys with the foul mouth binger, the foul mouth bong. The foul mouth bong, 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 bong. The foul mouth bong, bong, bong. The mini bong bong. We got the big bong over there, but we ain't breaking out the bing bong because I won't be able to finish the bing bong. You know what I mean? I just fucking took it. I just took a huge hit. Holy shit. Mink you. Oh. All right, let's do this. Let's start this back up now. Now I want to go and show you guys a little, couple of glips. Couple of glips here from This one really pisses me off. The Destiny shit is crazy. But you know that chick from the Young Turks? I forget her name. The woman who is right alongside that guy who runs the Young Turks for the longest time. You know, I used to hate what she used to say. But now I gotta say, lately, man, I love what she says, bro. She's a good chick, bro. She's really saying some really good shit. And right here in this clip that I'm gonna show you guys, she is chilling with, she's on the show with Pierce Morgan. Destiny's on the show, and there's a couple of other people on the show. And Destiny is asked about 1 million times to denounce the Charlie Kirk assassination. And every time he's asked about it, he refers back to Donald Trump. Now, I don't want to say too much because I want you guys to hear it, but it is just, I mean, this is just fucking sickening, but it pisses me off, to be honest. But this guy just doesn't give in. He just won't give in. He just won't denounce it. Like, I denounced that killing of that woman from Minnesota and her husband. That's horrible. That's horrible. It's a horrible fucking thing. I mean, the guy who did it should be put away forever. Well, admit he's with the right. Okay, he's with the right then. Like, where are we then, now that we admitted that? Okay, we'll take it. That's fine. You want to pin it on us? Take it. But, like, we don't celebrate death and destruction. You sick fucks do. And now it's turning out all over the internet that they knew this guy was going to be killed. Charlie Kirk. Like, it was all over the internet. Other people knew. They made comments about, oh, this week something big's going to happen. Watch, you'll see it in the news, blah, 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 this and that. And that's fucked up, man. That somebody could have stopped this from happening. And they didn't. A father, a husband. I know he seems radical to some people because some people don't believe in religion and don't believe in what he believes in. So then you go preach what you believe in campus by campus. Why kill the guy for it, man? Why? Well, here's a video of Charlie Kirk, making fun of someone else dying. Bullshit. Show me the video of Charlie Kirk ever enjoying, promoting, loving, laughing, liking any video of anybody dying, any news of anybody dying, anything. Oh, well, I mean, they got shot, so oh, well. No, that's not what he did. He didn't do that. There's no videos of him out there promoting somebody dying or liking it or enjoying it or saying, oh, well, or even the slightest, oh, well. Not even that. You're a liar if you go around and you tell people, yeah, show me videos of Charlie Kirk, making fun of people dying, so, oh, well, I'm 50-50 about it. No. Smack that person in the fucking mouth, okay? If anybody says that, smash their mouth in with a TV. Smash it, okay? No, I don't promote violence, but spit in their mouth. Okay? Spit right in it. Spitting them. You fucking dildo. He showed me videos of Charlie Kirk laughing about somebody dying. Yeah, okay. Right, jerk off. Sure they did. You fucking dimwit. Fucking mongoloid. All right, let's go. Here's this clip. Now shut the fuck up.
Her kids are going to watch this video one day. It's just...
Okay, you're going to watch this video one day.
With a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk. Would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the President of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
So you won't condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk? until Donald Trump says something.
I'm a YouTuber. Leftists and Democrats have been condemning and turning down the temperature, condemning violence, turning down the temperature for a decade. Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot?
Why would you?
Okay, so if Donald Trump goes on TV and goes, everybody calm down, stand back and stand by. What's the difference? What's the fucking difference? Destiny. Then you're going to come on and say, you know what? I condemn it. What happened to fucking a great man that never put physical harm on to anybody on this earth. Never used his power or will or strength or body against anybody else. Just his mind and his words and his facts and his receipts. Right? Is that what you would do then? Destiny, you piece of shit that made millions off of being a YouTuber that turns around and says some shit like this. Well, Destiny, if you take a shit, are you going to wipe your ass afterwards? It depends on what Donald Trump says.
Would you expect anybody, Destiny?
You can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why can't Trump
you
go on
answer
TV
this
and say,
question?
all of us should be less violent.
Why do you
can't
think
Trump say that?
Why do you
Why is
think
your behavior
I feel
contingent
like
on Donald
I'm
Trump?
insane right now.
Why
Why
do you
is
think?
your
No, let me
behavior
ask a
contingent
question.
on Donald Trump?
Let me ask a question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the opposing political party.
Destiny. Let me
You
just.
have a huge audience of young men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience, and because of the fact that you have a huge audience, you have a responsibility to not turn. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been broken. I actually care about the country and want to bring people together. You do the opposite. You represent the worst of us, Destiny. You're embarrassing.
You should tell
You're
Donald.
embarrassing.
All right, let me ask Destiny a question.
Watch how easy this is.
Hang on, don't shout at once, please.
If Donald Trump would have come out
Destiny,
and say, hey, we should all be less violent,
Destiny,
I have no problem saying
I have one
absolutely.
question for you,
Why
Destiny.
can't conservatives do that? Why can't conservatives do that?
Destiny, I have a question for you. Why do you think in your campaign for everyone to dial down the temperature, why do you think that mocking the grieving widow of Charlie Kirk when she posts an image of her at the...
That's what this scumbag did. He mocked fucking Charlie Kirk's wife. Here it is right here.
The temperature.
You can't turn down the temperature on your own. The president of the United States is not
the temperature.
able.
You're mocking his widow.
You're
mocking his widow.
We've had multiple political assassinations over the past year. What do you mean it's turning up the temperature?
Why did you mock?
We've had multiple points of accident situations throughout the years. We've had multiple assassination, impersonations, and hydration donations throughout the years. I say it's just...
And you can't even condemn the murder. You won't condemn it.
Can't even tell his side.
You're
to
so
turn the
deranged
down.
about Trump that you
are
cannot condemn the
unhinged.
murder
It is such
because
a
you're
joke,
waiting
and
for
you guys
Donald
sit here
Trump
and
to say
make money
something.
off of it. It's
All right, let me bring
crazy
in.
to me that Republicans can't do it.
Let me bring in Jack Posobiec. I gotta say,
there's still no answer to that question, Piers. You can't say
which question?
Why can't Donald Trump simply go on TV and say we all need to turn it down, like Biden could, like Obama could, like the Clintons could, like Kamala could? Why not?
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
It's unbelievable. I'm not the president
Why
of the United
can't
States.
you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Unbelievable to me.
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because it wasn't my side that caused it. It should be the one that is driving up
It
the
actually
rhetoric.
was your side that caused it. It was your side.
This guy was raised in a white Christian household.
He was a radicalized...
Listen to the spin on this.
Radicalized by leftism at all. You have no proof of that whatsoever.
That's what
just
the
like
investigators
the one that killed
are
Melissa
saying.
Was a conservative, just like the people that firebombed Shapiro's house was a conservative, just like all the J6ers were conservatives, just like the Proud Boys were conservatives. Every single one of these people. Oh, it's Jack Posobiec, what, the author of Unhuman, another person that Charlie's supporting? Good one, dude.
Well, I'll give you one last chance, Destiny, to condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk.
Yes, you are acting like an unhuman.
Why can't I hear Donald Trump condemn violence in this
all
country?
right, you won't condemn it. Okay, we've all heard.
That's insane.
We've all heard you repeatedly refuse to condemn it.
And we've heard Donald Trump refuse to condemn it, too.
Posobiec.
But for some reason, the leftists on YouTube are a bigger deal. Unbelievable.
Yeah, what's incredible is you don't have the basic humanity to condemn it. You'd rather taunt his widow. I find that sickening. Jack Posobiec.
I find it sickening that when people are getting killed in the country, the president of the United States on Fox and Friends, when they're begging him, what do you say to your followers that want revenge? He says, I don't know, all the elections are rigged. It's the radical Democrats. That's insane to me. And then the fixation is, well, who on Twitter and YouTube isn't condemning the violence?
All right, Jack Posobiec.
You have a great example here of the type of cancer I'm talking about, where when you present direct information. They refuse, they obfuscate, they refute, they say it's not true, they lie. You could see from the bullet casings, you could see from postings, you could see from everything out there that, you know, it's very clear what happened here. This is the same people who supported President Trump almost getting assassinated twice last year, Corey Capatore being assassinated last year in a situation. Again, see, just lies. That's all they do. They talk over. They don't even let you give a chance to speak. And something needs to be done, Piers. Something absolutely needs to be done. This ideology should be shamed, humiliated, driven from the public discourse. I mean, you've got people who have completely dissociated with humanity because all they care about are clicks.
This guy's high on Adderall, bro. Look at this guy.
Go to the casket. Go to the gravesite. Go talk to the widow. You know, I don't even know how to discuss this with someone.
And she's super fucking hot. But she used to be a guy. So, I mean, you got that going around.
Answer to why can't the president say we should all be less violent?
Right.
Because the president doesn't have a lisp. And he can't sit there and go, we should all be less violent. We should all be less... Like you can, you fucking nerd turd.
You're not in any position to condemn anybody for anything. You won't condemn a
because he's
cold-blooded
the president
murder.
of the United States. He's the president of the United States. No one here can answer that question.
Basic humanity says the murder was horrific.
Can't say
Why can't
all
you
of us
say
need
it?
to be less violent.
Why can't you
Democrats
say
have been
it,
saying
Destiny?
for over a decade.
To say the murder was
decade.
horrific and
Why
unacceptable.
can't Donald Trump say it?
You can't do
why
it,
does
can
no one
you?
here have any words for Donald Trump?
All right, Anarchist
What do you have for
Baron.
Donald Trump? Nothing exactly.
Anarchist Baron. This, to me, this is what I'm talking about. That I
That's what
think
this
there is an
fucker
element
says,
of the
bro.
left, the hard woke left, that have completely lost their minds. If you are not able to just outright simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, and if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick. An element of the left, the hard woke left, that have completely lost their minds. If you are not able to just outright simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, and if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick, as I've just seen from Destiny. It's a sick
thing
mindset.
is weaponizing a widow's grief to try to do recruitment for your political party. That's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. She's showing up in emails for recruitment drives for TP.
So she's showing up in emails and she's showing up in shit. So that's okay to mock a woman who sat there with her children and watched her husband gun the fuck down and bleed out in front of her. And that's okay. It's okay to mock her because she is picking up where her husband left off. So that's what these people are. They're like that. That's what these people are. They don't give a fuck. They're cold-hearted motherfuckers, man.
So, Destiny, what did you think the assassination of a political figure would do? What did you think the
Cold-hearted
outcome was going to be?
motherfuckers, man.
What did you think the outcome was? And
hold
by
on,
the
I'm
way,
sorry, are you asking
really,
me for the pragmatic
your
political outcome,
behavior?
or are you asking
Hold
me
on,
for?
let me. Hey,
you're
how
asking me a
about
question,
take it
so I
easy
didn't
on
know
the
it was rhetorical.
Adderall? Take it easy on the Adderall.
Yeah,
Let me
I
answer
knew
the
it.
question that Pierce asked me.
You must have been really bully today.
My
guess.
Let Anna speak, please.
My behavior is
Guy,
not
bro.
reliant
He needs to be punched
on
out,
how
bro.
anyone else behaves. Every morning I wake up and I make decisions about how I choose to react or respond to things. I don't wake up in the morning, check what Donald Trump has to say, and then base my own personal behavior on...
No, Destiny does, though. Destiny wakes up in the morning and goes, what does Trump think today so I can manage the rest of my life with it? I could manage my day around what Trump said.
Behavior. I agree with you in that it would be very helpful to have the leader of this country want to turn the temperature down. And he hasn't done that. I agree with you on that. But that doesn't change the way I choose to respond to what's going on. The idea of mocking a woman who is now a widow with 2 young children who witnessed her husband get shot in the neck and bleed out to death. How could you mock that? What is wrong with you? I just don't understand it. That's it. I don't understand it. I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time, you
it's such a
judge
simple thing.
others
If you're
as
going
being
to
hateful.
weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, I think you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
Let me understand. Let me understand your argument.
Wow.
So since others are using her grief to politically recruit, you think that it's okay to mock her specifically?
Exactly. It's open season now. I think it's open season now on her because they're using her to recruit people that you could possibly think the opposite of me.
Since others
How
are
does that make
using
any
her grief,
sense?
she's the one who gave a 17-minute speech on TV where she talked about good versus evil. She's the one showing up in
Destiny,
TPUSA ads to
let
1
me
or 2
explain
days
something
after.
to you. If someone assassinated my husband, I would not be able to have the level of composure she had during that speech. I would be out for blood. I understand why she's angry and why she said the things that she said. Okay, you need to understand what being a human is, what it's like to actually lose someone that you love, that you chose to spend your life with, that you chose to raise children with, a person who was violently and viciously assassinated like that. This is why I've moved away
And when
from
something yeah, I know, yes, because you got bullied online. It's so funny. It's so funny that you just said that you don't think about how other people act to define your behavior. Your entire political ideology now is somehow defined by the people that were mean.
So now he'll just attack. This is what this guy does. He just attacks people who bring up good points about like the way that he thinks, and then he attacks them personally. It's fucking ridiculous. It really is. It's sickening.
You on Twitter.
No,
if somebody
it's
cares
not.
about somebody who's grieving,
I understood
then you tell that
what
person,
the flaws
you
on
tell
the
that
left
person,
happen to
hey,
be. The
maybe you
weakness
should
in their
step back
arguments.
for a couple of
no,
weeks.
no, it's
Maybe
not
you should
about
take
the
some
way I
time to
get
grieve.
treated.
You don't
I get
say,
treated
hey,
like
let's throw a
crap from
camera in
both
front
sides
of
of
you
the
and have
political
you do
aisle.
mass recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire, the
we're
president
talking
of the
to a
United States
guy
calling
who
for
said
civil
he'd be
war.
okay with his own parents getting killed if they went to that Trump rally where that assassination attempt
and we're talking
happened.
to a woman.
He did say that. This fucking guy, this piece of shit, did say that. He 100% said if his parents went to that thing for Trump, the January 6th thing or whatever, that he would have no problem with his parents being killed. This fucking scumbag.
Went on and did the whole conservative media
There's
outlet with
there's
Tucker
no
Carlson
reasoning
and
with
Glenn
you.
Beck and had
Okay.
nothing bad to say whatsoever. I know where your bread is buttered. I know where
And
you're
it was
making your money
great. I
from.
had
Okay, that's
awesome
great.
conversations.
And you
I
can do
don't
with the
regret it
person-
at all.
I know, that's great.
I also had a
And keep up with the
conversation with
personal
Jack
attacks 'cause you're
Posobiec
so
on her
brain
take. It was
broken.
awesome.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Jack,
what
the guy over there that
democracy
gets
is about.
paid by
Having
Russia
an
that
exchange
lies
of
about every other thing
ideas.
that comes out of his
Yeah.
mouth. Yeah,
All right,
great.
let me
That's a
bring
good
in.
one.
Let me bring
I don't
in.
agree with him on
See what
everything, but at least we can have
you see what
dialogue.
we were
Anna,
saying?
you'll-
We were saying a couple of videos ago, a couple of live streams ago, we were saying, me, Dave, and a couple other people were saying about that. These people don't want to have conversations. Like, they don't want to speak. That's exactly what this guy Destiny's all about. He don't want to have a conversation. You bring up a good point about what he's trying to argue about, and he goes personal. You bring up something and something really good, and he spoke for 5 minutes straight, and then you bring up something right away pretty good, and it's your turn to speak. He speaks right over you. He doesn't give a fuck, this guy. He just does it to everybody. That's why I always write on Pierce Morgan's shit, every video that he does that has this asshole on. I go, Pierce, why do you bring this guy on your streams? Like, why add more to what this guy is already? Why give this guy the platform? Why give this guy a fucking area? You know what I mean? It's fucking sickening. I don't understand why he does that.
Completely right, by the way. Anna is completely right. And the irony of Charlie Kirk is that he led the way in going in to debate with people who hated him, and he would try and have respectful dialogue.
Charlie Kirk beat up on college students.
Unlike
That's all
you,
he did.
Destiny.
Let's be
Let me
real.
bring
Unlike
Andrew
me,
Wilson
I'm
in.
here
So do you.
arguing, yeah.
Let me bring in Andrew Wilson.
So do you. You beat up on college students. You go on a college tour.
Charlie
You're going on a
Kirk is
college
trying to
tour
hold
right
higher
now
level
to
debates
beat
and
up
you guys
on
killed
college students. What are you talking about, Destiny? That's what you're doing right this second, is going on a college tour to go beat up on college students. By the way, can I just ask you a question?
I don't
yes
exclusively beat up on college.
Can you actually answer? Can you actually answer? Hang on, calm down. I just got one question. I got one question for you, and I want you to actually answer it. Are you glad Charlie Kirk is dead?
No, I don't think anybody in this country should be dying to political violence. It's insane. The past 5 years in this country has been crazy. But the reality is, until conservatives
so then why did you say to your co-host that Trump deserved the bullet? Why did you tell him that?
Until conservatives have to say, hey, we all need to be less violent, there's no purpose in Democrats doing it, because every time Democrats disavow, you further entrench your guys' delusional beliefs that all the violence is coming on the left. Donald Trump can go on TV, he can say, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. They can go on Parler and say, we heard you. They can go to the Capitol and break in and try to insurrect. They can get convicted in front of a jury, and then Donald Trump can pardon them, and we can come out and go, hey guys, why aren't Democrats disavowing violence? And pretend that the problem is coming from the left. Democrats do a disservice to this country by disavowing violence constantly when the president of the United States
Let me respond
won't go on
quickly.
TV and say all of us need to be less violent.
Destiny.
How easy
So
would that
the
be?
thing is, why did you say to your co-host
Yeah, keep focusing
that
on me.
the
Keep
bullet
focusing on
that
me.
the bullet
I'm not here to
that
play-
the bullet was for Trump. Why did you say to your co-host that the best place for the bullet was Trump? Why did you say that?
Why did Donald Trump call
It's a
everyone fascist?
whataboutism.
That's what's causing people to
Whataboutism.
kill? Yeah,
I'm
that's what
asking
you're
you a
doing right
question.
Now. Whataboutism. The
I can't be a
conversation is about
whataboutism
what
if it's
I
my
said. The
question,
conversation is,
Destiny.
why won't Donald Trump disavow violence in the United
Answer the
States?
question.
All right,
Why
why
did
don't
you
we
say
do
that?
this? Why don't we do this?
Everything goes back to Trump. Everything goes back to Trump with some people, man, that have Trump derangement syndrome. This guy is a definite sufferer of it. He's one of the biggest ones. Everything goes back to Trump. I swear to God. It's like, why are you wearing socks with sandals? Donald Trump. Donald fucking Trump.
Why don't we do this before I cut
such an easy
mics?
question.
Because you don't care.
Destiny,
You don't care that Kirk's dead. Just
Destiny,
be honest,
allow
you fuck.
Andrew,
Just be honest, you fuck.
allow Andrew to repeat his question and let him ask the question. Then you answer it, okay, Andrew?
No, I want to hear the other
No,
side first.
let him ask the question.
Donald Trump
Let him
disavow
ask
violence in
the
this
question, Destiny, and then you answer it. Andrew.
Destiny told his co-host when asked point blank if he wanted the bullet to kill Trump, that the worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. He said this to Pisco. I watched it. Okay, this guy's an obfuscation machine. And if you know what else, Destiny, why should we believe you? I think you are glad Kirk is dead. And all of your tweets seem to prove that. And you would have been happy if Trump was assassinated. You've made that very clear. So why not just be truthful for once in your life and say the truth, that you don't care that Kirk is dead, and you're actually probably glad he is. Isn't that really what's true?
I don't want anybody in this country to die to political violence. I don't think in the United States of America that should be happening. I don't know why it's so hard for the president to say the same. I think it'd be the easiest thing in the world as a president. Biden did it for 4 years. That's why everything was way cooler when he was here, like in terms of temperature. The Clintons have no problem saying it. Barack Obama has no problem saying it. Kamala Harris has come out and said it. Every Democratic lawmaker and leader has basically come out and said it. But for some reason on the Republican side, it's just civil war, civil war, civil war. And the Republican president of the United States, who has presided over more violence politically in this country, more large protests than any president in all of U.S. history, for some reason can't bring himself to say, all of us need to calm down. And
So
until
did
that
Trump
happens,
deserve
there's no
the
reason for
bullet?
anyone to love to say it.
Did Trump deserve the bullet?
This is all you care
He
about.
couldn't
are their
answer it.
political hit jobs.
Just
It's
answer
actually
the
insane
question.
to me.
Once again, couldn't answer it. Could not answer the question. Just jumped around it.
Bro, did
Won't answer
Trump
the
deserve
question
the
to me.
bullet?
He's like a politician.
Did Donald Trump
he deserve
disavow
the
violence
bullet?
on his side ever? Did Donald Trump
Answer
disavow
the
violence on his
question.
side
Did
ever?
Trump deserve the bullet?
You can't answer the question. We're here to play.
No, bro,
to
it's
find
my turn
tweets
to ask
and
the
YouTube
question.
video
It's your
clips.
turn to answer.
It's
Did
YouTube video
Trump deserve
clips.
the
and it's-
bullet?
Did Trump disavow violence in this country ever?
Did he deserve the bullet? Yes, he's
Answer my
disavowed
question, I'll
violence.
answer you.
But again, I just did. Now your turn. Now your
Not just on
turn.
the radical
It's your
left.
turn.
Did Donald Trump?
Did
then
Trump deserve the bullet?
I never said that. No, I never said that. No.
Okay, except you did to your co-host.
No,
You
I
said,
didn't. Oh, wait. When did
your
Donald Trump
exact
disavow?
words-
Wait. When did
You-
Donald Trump
your
disavow
exact
violence
words
in this
to your
country?
co-host, you lying sack of shit.
So he did lie, because there's links in this video to the video of him saying just what he accused him of. There's links.
If he wanted... Okay, except you did to your co-host.
No,
You
I
said,
didn't. Oh, wait. When did
your
Donald Trump
exact
disavow?
words-
Wait. When did
You-
Donald Trump
your
disavow
exact
violence
words
in this
to your
country?
co-host, you lying sack of shit. If he wanted
I'm the lying
to kill
sack of
Trump,
shit?
the
No
worst
way.
thing that could
Wait,
have happened
Donald Trump
was the
disavowed
bullet
all
missing.
political violence. And
That's what you said,
And this is
bro.
yeah. And this is where when
You're
you're
the
putting
biggest lying sack of
YouTubers, when you're
shit,
putting
bro.
YouTubers and tweeters on the same level as the president of the United States, this is why conservatives are absolutely brain broken when it comes to violence in this country. That's why it'll continue.
But Destiny.
So it goes on and on and on and on and on and on with that piece of shit Destiny. And honestly, it just, he just keeps lying and lying and lying to himself, to everybody. It's a shame that there's idiots out there like that. It really is. It's fucking ridiculous. But the next thing we got to talk about is we got to mention Candace Owens. So the shit she's talking about is really, really deep, and it's too deep for us to get into right now. But she mentioned some shit at the end of her stream that was, she didn't mention names, right? Which afterwards I tried to find out who it was, and I found out pretty much who she was talking about. But here's a little bit of what she was saying, kind of continuing where Charlie Kirk left off on one of his latest videos. They were showing clips of Charlie Kirk going live, I think like like about not even a week ago. And he was kind of saying the same shit, and he was turning a corner as far as the way that he viewed the war between Palestine and Israel. And Candace Owens seems to believe, and I say this, Candace Owens seems to believe that he was about to start going against Netanyahu and the whole war. Now, Netanyahu came on TV and he said that he was really good friends with Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk supports Israel big time and loves him and all this shit. And Candace Owens was like, that's all bullshit. That's all lies. Like, he just totally fucking lied. And Candace Owens is a really good friend of Charlie Kirk's. They've traveled together a lot and all that shit, which it's pretty fucking scary, all this shit, if you put it together, you know? And it's like, whoa, like, what is going on here? But I'm going to play the part of Benjamin Netanyahu, and what she says about it is pretty freaky. I'll play that for you right now.
Rush to misrepresent things. And it's not a good sign when somebody has to ask you, as Greta Van Susteren asked Bibi Netanyahu in his secondary hit regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination. It's not a good sign if somebody even has to ask if you did have anything to do with the assassination. It doesn't make you a great person, okay? And that's what she asked him. Take a listen.
Before I let you go, I want you to address one thing, and it's just the absurdity of it. Some of the internet rumors that somehow Israel is behind the Charlie Kirk murder, and I don't believe it for 1 second, but I want you to make a statement. It's so absurd.
That's insane. That's insane. Israel also changes the orbit of the moon. Israel pushes the sun. I mean, the whole thing is, it's not only insane, I think it's so absurd, so stupid, and so ridiculous. You can't believe that people are saying that. They just found the perpetrator. They'll get to the bottom of this. But they go, they have no limits. When you hate Jews, when you hate the Jewish state, you're willing to say anything and promote all these absurd rumors. And by the way, they're willing to kill us all the time. I mean, that's what they're doing. And over the centuries, when Jews, especially in the Middle Ages, the horrific Middle Ages, the worst things were said about Jews you couldn't possibly believe. We were poisoning the wells. We were drinking the blood of Christian children. You name it. I mean, these things. That continued actually up to the Holocaust. The Nazis said the same thing. We're carrying vermin. We're spreading disease. And people believed it. And every time they believed it, this was a prelude to a greater and greater massacre, culminating with the worst massacre of them all, the Holocaust.
Well, he's mentioned the Holocaust. Guess we can't prod the narrative any further, guys. Holocaust. So everybody's just stopped talking about anything. I mean, hey, he's the victim. It's absurd. It's just absurd. The Holocaust happened. You heard him. We're sick of this shit. We really are. And there will be no narrative that I will not prod when it comes to figuring out why people are lying about the state that Charlie was in when it came to the topic of Israel. Again, you can examine Charlie in his own words. He was starting to talk about topics that you're not really allowed to talk about when you take money and big checks are being written. And that pressure was increasing.
You hear that? She said he started talking about things that you don't talk about when you're taking really big checks from people.
His own words. He was starting to talk about topics that you're not really allowed to talk about when you take money and big checks are being written. And that pressure was increasing every single day. In fact, he was telling the truth even about Jeffrey Epstein. Take a listen.
Epstein, with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who was obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies, but there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz-kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. Epstein was a LARPer. Epstein was cast for a specific role, and he played it really well. The sweatpants and the Harvard jacket, the kind of disheveled hair, looking as if he was so smart and above the clouds that he was doing advanced mathematic equations on the back of napkins. But if you actually go into some of the videos of people that met with Epstein at the time, they said he was awfully unimpressive when it came to finance and markets and economics. And it's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. Easy, not hard. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence, Saudi intelligence, or maybe he was just a hired gun. Maybe he was just the guy that countries would go to and park a couple $100 million and say, hey, can you get one of the members of the royal family with a 13-year-old so we can get them to do what we want to do? Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was not a hedge fund manager. Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Wow. Wow. That is some heavy shit that he was talking about right there. Okay? That is very deep. Making the claims that he made with Ghislaine's father and the connection and all that. And like I told you, she said that Bibi Netanyahu fucking literally was commenting on how much he loved the fact that he was such good friends with Charlie Kirk. And now, say even if he was, right, and she's lying and he really was really good friends with him, him feeling that way would fucking send him into a fucking uproar, wouldn't you think?
Day, less than 24 hours after Charlie died, what Bibi Netanyahu had to say on Fox News. Take a listen.
We're just heartbroken. Myself, my wife, my family, my son actually, and his 2019 visit to Israel, had lunch with him and his wife, Erica. We're shattered first as human beings because a great human being has been taken from us. Was an extraordinary friend. He said, he wrote me a letter on May 2nd this year. He said, one of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances to defend Judeo-Christian civilization.
Now just listen to all this, what he's saying, please, okay? Because Candace Owens after this is going to say some shocking shit.
A few weeks before the tragedy yesterday.
And by the way, salute to everybody out there. I'm going to take a binger while we're listening to this, all right?
Forming alliances to defend Judeo-Christian civilization. A few weeks before the tragedy yesterday, I called him and I spoke to him and I said, please come to Israel. I invited him to Israel. And sadly, that visit will not take place. But he was a defender of our common Judeo-Christian civilization. He was unbelievably excited to walk in the footsteps of Jesus here. He valued our bond, the bond between America and Israel. He did so many things to defend free speech. He had his truth. He stood up for it. But he said, you can come and debate me. He invited that debate. He certainly didn't invite the violence, the horrible violence that tried to silence him. And this is a worldwide problem. The people on the extremes, the Islamists, the radical Islamists, and their union with the ultra-progressives, they often speak about human rights. They speak about free speech, but they use violence to try to take down their enemies, whether it's President Trump, who's been almost assassinated twice, or, they try to kill me here too. But they got Charlie Kirk, and it's just heartbreaking.
All right, so listen to this now, okay? Because Candace Owens now is going to say that the Prime Minister of Israel is making up the entire thing, is lying through his teeth, basically, okay? Okay, let's hear this.
Hey, BB. Who is they?
Now, mind you, before you listen to this, she has the president of France who's after her because she's making the claims that his husband, I mean his wife, is really his husband. Yeah. And she's being sued probably big time by a country, basically, and she claims that they're using the funds from France, the people, to sue her, number one. Number two, she knows for a fact that the president of France hired investigators here in America, a couple of really high-end investigators, to like look into every fucking little thing about her that they can find. And they're trying to fuck her every way they can because she seems to be onto something here. And now, since her friend was killed the other day, this sent her even far off bounds, and she admits it in this broadcast, which is her latest one, that she is starting to really lose her shit, and she's starting to go far off the deep end, and she threatens a lot of people and says, I have what I have, and if you guys keep lying and not telling the truth right now, I'm going to put it all out on every one of you, and you can all fucking sue the fuck out of me all you want. I don't care anymore. I don't care. And I'm going to play that shit. So, hold on.
Who got Charlie Kirk? We don't have to actually speak conspiracies. I'm just wondering, because you said a lot there, but it really sounded like it was about BB trying to establish a narrative that we saw reinforced by a lot of people that, Charlie kind of made it almost sound like he...
Yes, I'm going to take calls on Teams in a couple of minutes after I play the last clip. And anybody and everybody who wants to say something about this is more than invited. I just want to wait till I get to that point to open up the lines because I wanted to get this all out and not stall on it. So excuse me for not answering the calls. You know me, guys. I'll fucking chill with everybody. I just wanted to get all this out first. But anyway, here we go.
Like he died for Israel. I mean, Trump's account even tweeted out a photo of Charlie and an American flag and also an Israeli flag, a bit of AI used, this is just who Charlie was. He says Judeo-Christian values. He spoke to him 2 weeks ago. Again, you would think he was busy fighting this 97,000 front war, but no, he's letting you know that he just randomly, picks up the phone and calls Charlie Kirk and invites him to Israel? Why would BB do that? It seems like maybe there's a little more to the story. No, there definitely is a little bit more to the story. First and foremost, that letter he is holding up, he is severely misrepresenting. Those sentences are real, but I am calling upon Bibi Netanyahu, the dear friend to Charlie Kirk, to publish the letter's entire contents. Like, don't start with just 2 sentences. Publish the entire thing.
Why?
You're holding it.
Why?
I'm saying you're severely misrepresenting the contents, that in May, Charlie was concerned about Israel and their influence on American politics and how they were pushing things that he felt were in conflict with his beliefs, free speech, here in America. Bibi's holding it up like Charlie just in May said, hey, you know what? I just want to write a love letter to Israel. That's how it was presented. Would you guys agree? That's not how it happened. Now, regarding that phone call and that invite, that also needs to be contextualized. And I'm going to do that. But first, Skylar, can we bring in a clip of Charlie from a month ago speaking about the kind of pressure that he was under? Because I think that will also help to further contextualize this. Take a listen.
I'm an American citizen. Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But some of the mess, and you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been
almost
so
as if
unfair.
you,
they were coming after you after a turning point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith is allowed to criticize Israel. You had both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
Though. No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. Again, I just want to repeat for the 5th time. I love Israel. I want Israel to win. But my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this. And I could go, you saw it, Megan. It was trending on Twitter, thousands of tweets and text messages. And if I were to be charitable and generous, I will say, The people that are attacking me are in a hyper paranoid state because they're at war, and war tends to make things black and white, and you're a hammer looking for a nail. So I'm trying to be charitable, Megan. Literally, I'm trying to cut as much slack as I can, right? Like, okay, what would it be like if all of a sudden I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online? How would I behave? So that's like my charitable kind of overcompensation spirit. At the same time, I'm like, but it's not defensible to be dumb, right?
No, it's not defensible to be dumb, and he was under an increasing amount of pressure, not just people telling him, oh, well, you know, I'm upset with who you're inviting, but flat out telling him that he was not allowed to invite certain people to his events. They were threatening to pull out money. Charlie was getting a lot of really nasty text messages, and many of them pertaining to Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, but Tucker Carlson was really the focus when it came to America Fest. How could Charlie allow these debates about Israel to take place? How could he allow Dave Smith, who, by the way, is Jewish, how could how could Charlie allow this other position to meet the stage? Because obviously when people start to hear the debates, what Dave Smith is saying sounds so rational, but it was up to Charlie to not allow those things to happen. And that amount of pressure towards the end, as you see that conversation he had with Meghan was just a month before he lost his life, really, I would say, reached a pinnacle of sorts on the matter of what Tucker Carlson actually said on that stage. Tucker Carlson, while he was on that stage at Turning Point, brought up Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman is a billionaire, obviously. He is also an extremely litigious billionaire. And Bill Ackman was on Charlie about comments that Tucker Carlson had made on that stage. Tucker Carlson specifically asked the question, where does Bill Ackman's money come from? You know, who is this guy? Actually, who is this guy that has this much influence? And like I said, Bill Ackman was not happy about this. And so I would like to contextualize Bibi. Again, these are things Bibi brought up publicly, which he didn't have to. He didn't have to bring up the letter. He didn't have to bring up the phone call, but he chose to do this less than 24 hours after Charlie Kirk was shot.
Yeah, that's
Personally,
weird.
Bibi, I would have appreciated.
That's weird, isn't it? Like when you think about it, the fucking prime minister of Israel less than 24 hours later said what I played you guys. It's just very weird. It really is.
If you guys used all of your spyware, you've been spying on us for years, to maybe track down the killer. But I guess this is where you thought it was best to do a little propaganda for Israel would be better than us helping us track down the killer. But anyway, so Bibi Netanyahu and that phone call, what took place was a couple of weeks ago before Charlie lost his life. Charlie was in the Hamptons and he had more than one event, but he had essentially what was staged, an intervention was staged by Bill Ackman. Because Charlie's thoughts, Charlie's rational thoughts about Israel were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends.
What? That's just shocking shit to me right there. That is shocking shit to me right there.
It's about Israel. We're a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends, his quote-unquote friends. Bill Ackman was very upset, and threats were made. That is what I am told, and I will tell you that I am very happy for Bill Ackman to dispute this narrative. In fact, he was asked to dispute this narrative. Max Blumenthal went out to him today, and Bill Ackman came back and said, I have receipts I can show you, and he did not provide the receipts. This is not how it went down. I know it went down this way. I'm waiting for one of them to go on record and to say that it didn't go down this way. It was at this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called and Charlie was invited to Israel. This was an under duress situation, I would say, because I've been in these situations before. When I started asking very sensible questions about Israel. As someone who had dedicated her political life to supporting Israel, many times alongside Charlie Kirk, I was met with the very same pressure. And just like Charlie was being invited to Israel, I was invited somewhere else. And when this arrived to me, it felt like a threat. You know, I gotta tell you that. It felt like a threat. Like, not like, hey, come here and we can educate you because you're my friend. More like, this is your last chance. That's how it felt to me. I can't speak to how it felt to Charlie. And I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment. A ton of money. Maybe would fund it, you know? Spend tons of money. And Turning Point, I guess, if it needs to go to a higher level, would have gone to an even higher level than it already was at. And I know for a fact that Charlie denied that funding.
Wow.
That Charlie denied, and what BB didn't include there, he declined to go to Israel for, I would describe this as like, you know, re-education camp. You know, we've seen it. You made an uh-oh, but we can help you.
So she's basically saying that Charlie Kirk and his closest friends and allies got together with an intervention here on Long Island in the Hamptons, and they all surrounded him and told him, we don't like what you've been saying lately, and we want you to go to Israel to a re-education camp, and we're going to give you money for doing it. We're going to fucking give you tons of money for going out there and doing it. And, you know, basically, is that what she's saying, this fucking bitch? What the fuck is she like, what?
He declined to go to Israel for, I would describe this as like, you know, re-education camp. You know, we've seen it. You made an uh-oh, but we can help you. You know, we just need you to come out to Auschwitz and take a picture. Yeah. We just need you to come to the Holocaust Museum and take a photo. We just need you to go to Israel and we can make this better. Charlie said no to BB. Okay. Bill Ackman, if you would like to dispute that, I would love to hear what you say happened, because our sources and what we have, it's solid. Okay. There were conversations that took place, messages that were sent at that time, and they are solid. So I decided, another person that was there, and I am not surprised this person was there. If you've been listening to my show, Seth Dillon, I was going to go out to Seth Dillon, and I decided to message him last night about this Hamptons meeting. And Seth Dillon, who is normally very quick with a response, has not yet been able to respond. I'll show you this text message chain. And I want to be clear, I am not someone who normally publicizes text messages. But my friend was shot in the neck. And I'm just not really in the state right now to be polite when it comes to the answers that I am demanding, okay? This is me out to Seth Dillon last night. I sent him Bill Ackman's tweet because, you know, he tweeted, I feel incredibly privileged to have spent a day and shared a meal with Charlie Kirk this summer. He was a giant of a man. I said, any comment on this one, Seth? He didn't answer last night. This morning I said, need a comment ASAP, please. He didn't answer. Then I followed that up and I said, trying again here, you were present when Ackman lost his mind on Charlie and when BB invited him to Israel and Charlie refused. Text messages immediately following this meeting are circulating. I find Ackman's statement, as though the meeting was somehow cordial, to be incredibly disturbing. Are you at all disturbed by that tweet? Do you feel, as I do, that this tweet significantly betrays the defined purpose and mood of his, and I presume your, final meeting with Charlie Kirk, ? He was unable to speak to me, but he did place some frantic calls to Turning Point USA. Yeah. You see, I went out to Seth, but I also went out to two other people who were at this meeting, and nobody is willing to go on record. They're all messaging each other, trying to figure out a coordinated response to say that, no, this was all quite cordial, but no one wants to go on record and describe it as cordial because they know someone's leaking. Because
I got the screenshots, man.
About what happened at the Hamptons. So I will again put it out there, Seth, Bill Ackman, and to the other individuals who I have not yet named, but who are going to be named later this week, who were at the Hamptons when Charlie was put under pressure, when Bibi Netanyahu called him and invited him to Israel, again, in a move that wouldn't happen to me, and it wasn't by Bibi Netanyahu, felt to me like a laced threat. I am inviting you guys, I will give you my platform, actually, to come clear matters up, to tell us what really happened, because, I think Charlie was definitely on the brink of changing some of his perspectives. And I can tell you factually, Charlie was praying the rosary. Charlie was going to mass. One of my last conversations with Charlie was me joking with him saying, just make the last step, okay? You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant. Just take the last step, Charlie. He says, ha ha. He was speaking about Mary. And typically when those steps start taking place, you stop referring to yourself, as I did, as a Judeo-Christian.
Oh my God. Listen, you sad, pathetic, invisible fucking faggot.
Again, it is mystifying why, Bibi was out there doing the absolute most to make sure that Charlie was basically remembered as, I would argue, like a Jew, has not been yet mentioned. I didn't hear that. Erica was very clear that.
All right, so she's making a lot of claims right there, right? But I gotta play you guys the clip at the end of this stream that she did, which is a clip that she sends a warning out, basically.
Honor Charlie, get your children out of these public schools. Which is why I say get your kids. Like just the pretense of nobility stresses me out. It does. But I won't, every week I will get better. And Kirk, and he still got a bullet in the throat. So I just want to jump right into Israeli history. I would say Shlomo Sand would be a good start. The invention of the Jewish people is a good one, and he took a lot of flack for having written it.
What's up, cousin Jay in the chat?
Neo-historians, which is who we are also fighting. They are neo-historians.
My cousin is definitely alert and woken, and
you believe they're kind of creating this matrix of history that there's very little truth there. Kari writes, a death can do to the believer.
Yes. Shout out to Robert Redford, the natural.
I will catch more lawsuits to get the truth out about Charlie Kirk if I have to. Okay? That's all these people have is threats, lawsuits, contracts, lawyers. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Truly, I am done. I'm done, okay? I'm done. That's it. It took Charlie Kirk dying for me to literally, I want you to know, F you. Like, truly, I mean that. I don't care. I'll expose everything. You guys who are watching know what I know. So tell the truth. Just tell the truth for once in your miserable lives. Okay, I need to calm down. I told the priest I would chill. I did. No, I didn't. I actually said I just needed time. But I understood that my anger was wrong. And the priest told me that is everybody struggles with certain things. Mine is vengeance. I have to work on that. So I would like to apologize for my tone 10 seconds ago. IPO TV writes, it seems pretty clear what's happening here, and I'm shaking my head. I didn't follow Charlie, but was moved by his passing. A little something for security and no more over your dead body talk. We need you. Stay strong and safe. Thank you for saying that. And I'm here. I'm here. I am obviously still not okay. I don't know if I'll ever be okay from having watched that, but I am focused. Mandy writes, Christ is King and hopefully is returning very soon. Tony Hill writes, I constantly pray for Charlie Kirk and his family as well as you and your family.
So you heard those fucking threats, man? Those are pretty deep threats right there.
I want you to know, F you. Like, truly, I mean that. I don't care. I'll expose everything. You guys who are watching know what I know. So tell the truth. Just tell the truth for once in your miserable lives. Okay, I need to calm down. I told the priest I would chill. Correct. Jordan Giacalini writes, pray for Candace. Demore writes, contributing for the fight. I will catch more lawsuits to get the truth out about Charlie Kirk if I have to. Okay. That's all these people have is threats, lawsuits, contracts, lawyers. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Truly, I am done. I'm done. Okay. I'm done. That's it. It took Charlie Kirk dying for me to like literally, I want you to know, F you. Like truly, I mean that. I don't care. I'll expose everything. You guys who are watching know what I know. So tell the truth. Just tell the truth for once in your miserable lives.
You think they'll tell the truth? Do you think maybe they'll tell the truth? I don't know. I don't know if they'll tell the truth. I think that might have worked. Who knows? Candace Owens might have got it. She might have got them to listen. She just might have got them all to listen. Fucking Candace Owens. But yeah, so she's making some crazy fucking accusations there. And, I mean, you know, where do you go from there? You know, like, where do you go from there? I want to hear the end part that she said. I think she says one more interesting thing here. Let me see.
Read their own books, and they said they were the Khazars. So, you know, I've covered that on my show extensively. Look up Abraham. What modern psychology is and how much they get your children out of these public schools. Not even the private ones, too. I want to be very clear. It's a communist movement. It always has been communist. They need your children. That is the one resource that they can't buy, and that's your children, okay? Because that protects their dynasty, to be able to have their minds, to impact their minds, to lie to them. It is psychology. That's why reading about Sigmund Freud is very important, to understand what modern psychology is and how much they have invested, how much time they have invested into thinking about how they're going to raise up your children, okay? It is wicked. It is evil. It is disturbing, but you need to know it. You need to know it. Read The Assault on Truth, process it, and recognize that when you grew up, you were told to honor that monster, okay? Up is down and down is up. Question everything. We certainly will be questioning everything. Kiara writes, Candace, after I posted my prayers to Charlie's family, I was blocked and removed by people I once considered close to me. It's sick how many people I see in my everyday life that support such an ungodly act. Christ is King, praying for you and your family. Thank you very much. Christ is King. The tributes around the world towards Charlie lifted up my heart. There is a lot more that I will say, but I, again, want to invite people to lie first. I want to invite people to lie. If you have any more information, please send them to tips@CandaceOwens.com. If you want to join our movement of the decentralized intelligence agency, you can head on over to support us in our work.
Ooh. Inspector Gadget. Do. All right, so
I'll get you, Gadget, next time. I'll get you, Gadget. I'll get you, you son of a bitch, bastard Gadget, you son of a bitch. I'll get you next time, Gadget. I'll get you. Gadget.
all right, so I will. I guess I'll take phone calls and shit, or I'll answer questions from the chat and all that. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna go inside and grab something to drink real quick, and then when I come back out, I'm gonna open up Teams, and you can call me on Teams. Starting next week, I'm gonna be on Discord, so you can get me on Discord too, and the number. So, all right, give me 1 minute. I'll be right back, and I'll take phone calls if there's any.
or comments or whatever we got to do for the last hour or 2 or 3, whatever it may be. I'll be right back.
If I need you, please, would you get my groceries? Would you please do the things for me that you do for everybody? Would you help a motherfucker out? Would you give to me? Would you give me your last quarter? Take a shirt off of your back and give it to me like instead of smoking that crack. Would you please pay my motherfucking bills? Would you please pay my mother? Would you pay my... Would you pay my water bill? 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 Pay my water bill? Would you pay all my bills? And I'm begging you, please. And I'm down on my knees. And I'm begging you, please. Would you get on your knees? Would you beg a motherfucker, please? Would you pay all of my bills? Would you please pay my water bill? Would you pay my automobile? Would you pay my cell phone bill? Would you pay my electrical bill? Would you please pay my bills? Can you fucking please pay my bills? Would you pay my bills? Pay my bills? Pay my bills? Would you pay my? Would you pay my water bill? My motherfucking bills, man. It's my motherfucking bills, man. That's my mother. Pay my bills, pay my motherfucking bills. Would you please pay all my bills? Would you pay all my bills? Pay all my bills? Just pay all my bills. Would you pay all my bills? Would you pay all my bills?
Oh shit, how'd this play? Oh, I didn't know this was playing, bro. The fuck? Oh man. Shit. No, he's not paying it. Oh, good. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. The fuck? I didn't know that was playing. Christ. Go, slackjaw, go. Slackjaw faggots in the house, got to have it. Now bend over, grab it. Yeah, what the fuck is the slackjaw? Yeah, use the slackjaw faggot. Bend over as On Goot. On Goot. On Goot. On Goot. On Goot. On Goot. On Goot on these motherfuckers as we get on Goot with these motherfuckers. Yeah, expect the motherfucking gadget. I gotta have it. I gotta bear fucking have it. I gotta have it. Like expect the fucking gadget. I gotta ravage it. Put the pussy up and have it. Yeah, I'm like a fucking bad habit. I'm like expect the gadget. I gotta grab it. Like Donald Trump, I gotta have it. I fucking eat the pussy rabbit. I'm fucking out the backs with vaccine. You get me vaccinated. Inspector Saget. Inspector Faggot. Inspector Saget. Bob Saget out this motherfucking son. Bob fucking Saget out this faggot. Bob Saget's the faggot that's gotta have it. Bob Faggot Saget. Bob Saget the faggot. Bob Maggot. You fucking maggot. You fucking fad sack it, shag it. Sack and shack it. Sit back and matterack it. Motorola it. Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, okay.
I went to the beach to suck a dick. I literally did dick today.
Oh my Just pay my bill. Just pay my bill. Sex.
Thank you so much to Mr. Chipmunk. Would you pay my water bill?
Six. Let's get some more of that water bill jam rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
That was a hydration donation. Hydration donation listed below. There are 2 hydration donations listed below. 2 hydration donation. Please pay the water bill. Hydration donation. Hydration donation. It's listed below. It's a hydration donation.
Oh yeah, baby. Thank you so much to the one and only Chipmunk. God bless you.
Yeah.
Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Yeah. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah.
Mouse motherfucking network.
Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Yeah. Yeah. Ah.
Yeah. Now we're gonna smooth off on a little something like this, y'all. Open up the terms and shake my hand with the terms of the deal, man. As we open up the terms, let the phone calls flood in like a motherfucker. Then EMT to a motherfucker to another motherfucker. I don't really care, motherfucker. Jump from one motherfucker to another motherfucker. What that mean to another motherfucker like me, like a motherfucker? Cock knocker, cock sucker, cock motherfucker. Don Lemon looking tight motherfucker. John Lemon, Joe Lemon, motherfucker. Don Lemon like a motherfucker. Pit biscuit like a big biscuit. Looking like J.L. Huguely. At this motherfucker just white teeth looking loobly. See you from a distance, just a pair of white teeth running through the distance. Motherfucker look like a dog piece of meat like Will Snipes, bitch. Darker than Wesley Snipes looking ass, bitch. What you talking about? I ain't racist. Candace Owens gotta open up her mouth. Put my dick inside that bitch. What you talking about, fat bitch? Right behind her with the hair wig. Fuck that bitch and a fat bitch in the front looking like a fat bitch. With the black eye glasses looking like he suck dick and asses. Fuck that. Don Lemon be eating out assholes at night. Licking out his asshole boyfriend all night like Bullfrog. Bet your Bullfrog bend over, take it both ways. Jerk off a dude for about 5 days. But Bullfrog like it in the butt like a big old slut. Hairy ass, can't even wipe his own ass. Lubrication when you fuck the ass. You know what I'm saying? Haha, I ain't playing. Boombox be laying on the floor, broken. Like his heart and his soul be broken. Like all the rest of these lefties. Ain't got no testes, but they wanna fucking test me. They can suck a dick like a fucking lefty. Take a bath to your head, B. Open up like a blood bee. Looking like you on club. Like a blimpy. Motherfucker like me real nifty. Yeah. Alright. Okay, nobody called, so yeah. I guess I'm just gonna end the stream then, guys. Thanks for coming out, guys. Good night. God bless y'all. Everybody have a good Wednesday tomorrow. Thank you for being in the chat. Shout out to everybody out there. And I love y'all, man. Keep it going, man. Don't stop. I'll be on maybe tomorrow night or Friday night. Definitely Saturday night, y'all. Peace out, y'all. Number love for a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Yeah. Why they trying to jerk me, man? Gherkin, you can get the jerkin with the gherkin. I'm at home working. While you at home jerking, I'm out working. Yeah. Put the dick in, let the flick in. Looking like I'm eating man, half chicken. Get the dick in, you put your fucking dick in. Looking like the chicken. Yeah. Put my dick in, slick in. Make the woman pitch in, slip in. But we get in, we get. Zip, zip, zip. Oh, that sucks, man. What the fuck, dude?
Okay?
Okay.
You couldn't have sucked worse than he did yesterday.
You okay?